Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Reus. I'm Nye, and I'm actually streaming this one. So this is going to be a new game. We're going to do a 120-minute era. This is going to be a 2-hour-long game, not counting pauses. This is going to be terrible, and given how terrible I am at this game, it's going to be kind of hard for me to play. So let's get started here. Nice tip. Destroy the project if the village doesn't like it. I like that. I love that idea. And given I'm streaming this, I'm going to have stuff coming in from the chat room, like, how much memory is dedicated to the storing the deity's genital regions? When does Pi evolve, and what is the color of night? I don't know about the color of night, but I do not know about the music of the night. Okay, so, we, do have achievements we have to get. I'm actually not going to look at them on this screen, because that seems like that would take utterly too long. Let's go ahead and pause. Okay, now let's look at our unlocks, though I can look at it on this screen. Okay, so, Tier 3 unlocks, that's this stuff here. I'm probably not going to focus on any one thing for a while, but let's see what's available to us. So we have Finished an Era with 3,500 Prosperity. Sounds pretty doable, especially given that we have a 2-hour time limit. I expect to go way above and beyond this. Finish the Third Era, that's this. With at least one upgraded great project, seems pretty easy. Finish with 2,000 food in use from villages, also very, very easy. Finish an era with 2,000 tech in use. I'm being asked, is that a nuke? No, that's a reference to just a picture of one of the achievements. When we gather resources for each of the individual villages, and one of the resources is technology. And so this is the achievement for getting 1,000 technology, which is a lot of technology, actually. Let's see, 2,000 wealth. Okay, then we had the village of 1,000 wealth, 1,000 technology, the one we were talking about just now, and 1,000 food in use. And for those who are in the chat who don't know what I'm talking about, I promise it'll make a little bit more sense as we actually start. This is for people who have been following along a little bit. We also have finished an era with a village of 1,000 prosperity and at least 8 ocean patches. I am totally not going for this first. That's going to wait. Finish an era with 200 awe and 1,500 village prosperity. That seems pretty doable, actually, surprisingly enough. Let's see, mountain patches. That I'm actually considering doing. And 5,000 prosperity, yada, yada, yada. So basically, all these are... Oh, hello, that's a 30-minute era. Oh, I could totally do that. I'm going to have to... I totally could have done that instead of doing this right now. Neat. I like that one. Okay, but first things first, we're actually going to start playing. I think most of these are just going to happen as we play. So we need to set up our world. So for those in the chat, this is our world. It is a very blank world. There's not much going on. And we are basically the god of the world, essentially. And we control our 4 guys, these guys right here. So I have my swamp giant right here, my forest giant's behind him, that's the rock giant back there, and this is my water giant. It's actually my water giant who I'm going to start with. We're going to go ahead and make an ocean. Now, I was recommended by one of the watchers, Agamemnon, that I really should focus on just the one resource type, and I'm not going to listen to him. And I know that sounds really stupid, but I really want to... I want to try doing this way. Before I go ahead and try to focus on just one resource, I want to try doing it my normal way first, just to see what changes. Okay, you go over here. So we're just going to terraform the Earth a little bit. And then I'm going to go ahead and have my forest giant place down a resource for me so we can get our first village going. So just terraform the Earth, just a little bit. Just a snooch. Well, let's have you place that right about there. Should do. Okay, so we should be getting our first village any second now. There it is. So there's our first village. And they look like a very peaceful people right now. And that's cool. I like peaceful people. So Red Path has been settled. Pretty soon they're going to give me a project to work on. Something to help out the humans. I like helping humans. Helping humans is a very wonderful thing for the most part. Okay, so they're asking me for a granary. Most specifically, they're asking me to fulfill their specialization here, which is they get food from animals, which is pretty convenient because I have my ocean giant here, and he can make animals. That's a pretty good thing. So we're gonna let him show up over here. This guy Oh, you didn't Oh, okay. Apparently he didn't make the ocean I wanted, which is it's completely fine. I do not need to terraform the entire world at once. I just need to terraform most of it. I'm being asked, how the hell does food from animals make a granary? I don't know, actually. The granary has one of two specializations. Specialization 1 gives plus 15 food per animal. Specialization 2 gives plus 15 food per plant. So, what happens is the granary will eventually become something else down the line. Yes, exactly. Animals are plants, too. That's exactly right. Okay, we got another villager inbound. I'm going to go ahead and have this one be our desert one. But, this granary will eventually become something else. It won't always be just a granary. So, you know, that animal husbandry is going to make more sense once we get to our next level up. Okay, you go over here. And you go over here. And you give me... Okay, so... Let's sort of explain to the chat how things are going right now. So, this is my domesticated animal that I placed down. Because I'm in a forest, the domesticated animal to start with is going to be a chicken. Later on, I can apply various aspects to it and transmute it into something else. For example, a rabbit or a beaver, and those will have different effects. The chicken, for now, just gives +1 food for its own patch, +2 in either direction. Yes, it's a Mongolian death chicken. That's basically exactly right. So right now, it could give a maximum of 5 food, but unfortunately this slot is taken by the village, so it only gives 4. But that's fine, because in addition to the 4 food that it's giving, and it only unfortunately gives, I think it's only given 2 right now, because I don't think this patch counts. That's the edge of my village right there. So I'm getting +2 food here, +5 over here. Maybe I'm getting a little bit more than that. Yeah. So I'm getting a little bit of food from here, I'm getting some food from the blueberries that I have over here, and then right here I'm getting a little bit of food from the granary itself. Now the granary wants me to have 30 food. I only have 23 right now, so I'm going to place down another chicken, and we'll call it good. Now what I have to watch out for, which is something that's going to happen right now unfortunately, because I'm not playing amazingly intelligently right now. This village has the capability of getting 42 food. Unfortunately... Indian Doom Chicken? I don't even know. Unfortunately, they have the ability to get 42 food, and if they have the ability to get any more than 20 more than they already have, so they have 10, 20 more than 10 is 30, if their maximum is any higher than 30 right now, they're going to start getting greedy, because I'm giving them a little bit too much. Greedy villages might want to go to war. Luckily, these guys shouldn't grow fast enough for that greed to be an issue, so we're just going to go ahead and let that go. And let me have this guy. Let's just turn, revolving the world. You go, place that right there. Let's go look over here. So we're going to have another village over here in just a few moments. This is going to be a desert villages. Desert villages like minerals and tech. Minerals and animals, basically. Whereas forest villages like plants and animals. Okay, so we now have a new guy, Shining Peak here. Sometimes the names don't make incredible lot of sense, but hey, there is a mountain right here. And we're going to wait to see what Shining Peak is going to ask of me. So right now we're just waiting. The humans are completely autonomous. So, autonomous? Autonomous, there we go. I can words. Okay, so they're wanting the shrine. So the shrine requires 15 wealth in use and 15 food in use. Its specialization, this time, is God of the Wild, +5 food and +10 wealth for each animal in borders. That seems pretty doable, right? Let's go ahead and, Oh, wrong button. Let's replace that with an animal. And I think we're waiting for this guy to finish what he's doing, then he's going to come over here and finish this off. Because what I need is food right now, but unfortunately the Swamp Giant is only able to make money animals. Animals that give me money in some way. Desert tortoises, for example. And I know that makes no sense, don't ask me. So he's going to terraform over there. Okay, you get over here for me, and you're going to give me a domesticated animal there. And the domesticated animal over here is going to be different. Nope, it is not going to be a chicken this time, because we're in the desert now, and a domesticated animal in the desert is different from a domesticated animal in the forest. Honestly, how often do you get chickens in deserts? The answer, obviously, is if you're a good So there's a little bit of greed right up here. If you're a good farmer, you're probably not hosting chickens in deserts. I'm not a particularly good farmer. Okay, I want you... Let's go ahead and revolve the world here. I want you to give me another swamp over here. We have another nomad prepared to show up. Okay, and because we just finished a project... As I schedule one, desert murder chicken. Yep, that's exactly right. Because we just finished a project, our people have now given us what's known as an ambassador. The ambassador can be added on top of one of my titans, one of my giants here, to give them a little bit more abilities. For example, here's our ambassador over here. So if the ocean giant were to get a forest ambassador, he'd unlock the ability to apply the crystal aspect to minerals. The forest giant would get fruit aspect. Rock giant would get exotic aspect. And the swamp giant here would get the reaction aspect. I kind of want to pick this up. Let's go ahead and do that. And we're going to toss a food-borne illness here. It's not quite enough, actually. So we don't have quite enough food here, so I need you to go do something else. What I need this guy to do... Just place that right there for me. We're going to place some herbs down. Yes, I'm tossing down foodborne illnesses. That's exactly right. Okay. You, do I want to give them more food? Sure, we'll give them more food. I'm tossing down foodborne illnesses because I can. What type of question is that? So our new village, Fireshire, has just launched here. It's these guys right here. And unfortunately, they went a little bit further inland than I actually wanted. And they have started the Druid Challenge. This is actually a pretty good one. Let's get you over here. I really want my giants traveling in packs. At least for now. Okay, so these guys are asking for 30 technology in use. Every mineral within borders is going to give them plus 15 tech. So that's going to be, you know, all up to my, rock giant. But he also gets 25 tech if there's a copper or iron within borders. It's just a one-time thing. Well, thing is, that's a late-game thing. That's something towards hour 1, hour 2. That's not going to be something I do right now, but that's going to help me later on down the line, so I'm pretty satisfied with that. So we're going to have you give me a tech rock right there. Pull up on our overlay here. These guys should be doing just fine. We're just waiting for that food and use to hit 15. Then we're going to have another giant. I'm going to have a desert giant available to me. I'm not sure what I want to do with that desert giant. Noble aspect, maybe? Don't need monsoon yet. Might pick a predator aspect. That seems like a thing. Okay, these guys automatically have enough food there. I'm going to have you come over and give me another food, plant over here. There's my desert ambassador, so I'm going to have you slide on over to this dude and pick up the desert aspect. Now I'm going to have you move in this direction. So right now we're just getting a startup. We're trying to gradually build up our cities. Unfortunately, it's a desert patch. That's not exactly a bad thing, but rather not be there. So we're just going to gradually start building up our giants. It's going to be very, very slow to begin with. We're taking our time, you know, kind of making sure that that our villages build up on their own. Okay, so we should have... this bar down here is how much it takes me to get a new nomad. It requires 100 prosperity. Prosperity is every point of every resource available in the entire world. I just hit 100, so there's 100 prosperity. That's this number over here. Available in the entire world, so I got a new nomad. The nomad is going to go for any place that has an open, that's not already a town and has an open resource. He chose here, and we're going to go from there. I'd like to zoom out, game. Thank you. How much empty space do we have? 1 village, 2 village, maybe 3 village. I might have enough space for 6 villages. Okay, so these guys also are asking for a granary, and they're also asking for animals. Sure. You know what? We'll do that. I typically don't like having two of the same, I don't typically like having two of the same project available, because they typically go in the same direction. And sometimes that can cause competing projects, which is not exactly a good thing. It's not bad, but it's not something I like. Okay, so this druid should be absolutely fine. We're going to wait on these guys, just slowly. I think I'm going to put another fruit right there. Now I'm going to transmute something. So I'm going to apply a leaf aspect to this blueberry. That's going to give a little bit of technology and natura. Natura is just this extra pseudo resource that works in conjunction with things. So right now it has 5 food plus 2 technology, but now I can transmute it into a strawberry. And when it's a strawberry, now we get something called symbioses. So a strawberry, if it's next to a blueberry or another strawberry, gets an additional 3 food. And if it's next to a dandelion or a strawberry, it gives an additional awe, which stops villagers from becoming greedy. Because it's next to this strawberry here, it gets an extra food, so it's giving me a little bit more food on this patch. What I'm trying to do is to make it so I don't have too much food in here. I don't want this village to become greedy, because that could be bad. I'd like them to have a base 0 greed. This is what I probably should have done with the other village over there, but I never really, I didn't really think about it. Unfortunately, now they're up to 40 greed. That's a little bit more than I'd like them to have, but they shouldn't get more than maybe 1 greed meter, and I think that naturally decays over time, so we should be pretty okay. Okay, so now I'm going to have this guy come over and put a animal over here, because I want this to be set up for when the next nomad is available. I want to get another desert town going. And hopefully, actually, I want to put this right here, rather. Hopefully a significant distance away from this desert town. So we've got some kangaroo rats jumping about there. Aren't they adorable? And now we're just going to wait. So right now the game's being pretty easy. It's not requiring me to do too much right now. But the game will gradually become more difficult as time moves on. Not only will I have a lot more time limits to deal with, but I will also have a lot more puzzly elements to deal with. So let's get you over here. Let's get our giants moving around here. Okay, so now we got another forest ambassador. I actually did not really want a second forest ambassador this quickly. Let's see. Try to decide if I want to use them. And I've already kind of screwed up. What I should be doing is basing my upgrades around what my villages need at Tier 2, and I completely forgot about that, so I'm actually going to wait on using that. I've already done 2 upgrades. I don't think they're going to come back and bite me. The fruit aspect is generally pretty useful, and so is the predator aspects. Both are used a lot. But unfortunately, choosing between exotic, noble, and seismic for upgrades isn't very easy to do ahead of time. And neither is choosing if you actually want herd aspect or crystal aspects. They're not used a lot. I'm probably going to want herd aspect, but I do need a swamp ambassador to do that. So we're just going to be waiting very patiently. How much more prosperity do I need? A decent amount. I may need to start... Come on, zoom in. Thank you. I may need to start upgrading these villages a little bit more than I have so far to kind of force this nomad along, because I kind of need that nomad to show up. I'd like it to show up sooner rather than later. So how are these guys doing? Let's go ahead and let's place another chicken down. Now let's wait on that. Don't want to replace that yet. I'd like them to get a little bit closer to their maximum first, because I don't want these guys getting too greedy. Villages that get too greedy might start attacking the giants, or they might go to war. And I really don't want my villages attacking each other. That's not something I want this early in the game. So we're just going to wait. And right now, that's what we were waiting for. So we're waiting for the Tier 2 project of this village over here. So these guys, they're not... this isn't really synergistic, unfortunately. They're asking for foxglove or dandelions within their borders, which is something that the swamp giant's going to do. Unfortunately, the swamp giant doesn't have toxic aspects, so I can't really do too much with that. Not incredibly concerned, though. I'll just put down some herbs and see about getting that going. And Redpath's, the Fireshire Tribe's Druid should show up pretty quickly here. Okay, unfortunately these guys have way, way, way too much food available to them. I'm not really happy about that. Okay, what I'm going to have to do, let's put this over here. These guys are going to become very greedy very fast. I don't want greed to happen, because it's way too much of a pain in the ass. It really is. So what we're going to do is I'm going to try to get some Predator points coming up here. Or, sorry, not Predator, but Danger. What Danger does is if you have enough Danger, the village ceases becoming worried about doing something like, say, becoming greedy, because they are much more concerned about not getting their face eaten. Okay, so the new tribe has settled. That should be in that mountain patch that I set up. As you can see, these guys are getting a little bit greedy. I have a danger of 3. The danger they need to be in to be worried is over 7. So we're going to try to set that up here. Okay, let's get this going here. How's their danger now? 13. Okay, so it's exactly in the middle. So these guys, even though they have a lot of resources available to them, they're not going to get particularly they're not going to get particularly particularly greedy, and that's what I'm looking for. Okay, we got a lot of challenges starting, so this is where I'm going to have to start kind of focusing on getting what I need done. So let's go ahead first and focus on the trade post. So these guys want animals within borders again. So we're having a very animal-specific world so far. These guys just want animals. That's all they want. So let's go ahead and have this guy come over and give me some animals. And then we have the temple over here in Shining Peak. So their second one is Holy Banquet. Plus 30 food and plus 10 wealth for each boar, rabbit, yak, muskdeer, or javelina within borders, but stacks up to 3 times. So that right there... Oop, nope, don't want that. You do that here. So yeah, we're getting a lot of animal-based stuff here, so I'm probably not going to focus too hard on minerals or things like that. How are these guys doing? So they need 40 technology and use. I'm only really providing them with 26, so I do need more technology. So got dandelions. We need some more technology. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm probably going to place another set of dandelion herbs right here. And that won't get me to 40, but it'll get me pretty close. And I'll probably wait for these guys' borders to expand one more time to get the rest. Let's go ahead and place that here. Okay, so these guys are up to 39. I might have to wait a little bit on them. So instead, let's have you come over here. Give me another exotic animal here. I really like using danger as a way to keep villages sort of in check, because greed can be a really big issue. The problem is, as you'll see with this village, notice that their lower danger threshold has moved from 7 to 10. As the village grows, they need more and more danger to be kept in check, really. Let's go ahead and place a predator aspect on this tortoise. Yeah, that's what I need. We'll upgrade that to a rattlesnake, which is going to give a little bit of danger. And right now, they need 70 food in use and 70 wealth in use. I almost have the wealth in use. Well, I mean, they're not killer turtles as is. They're just normal turtles. But when I actually apply the predator aspect to them, they get a little bit dangerous for some reason, and then I transmute them into rattlesnakes, and now they actually are considered to be dangerous. But, I mean, that's kind of because they're rattlesnakes. I don't know about you, but I consider rattlesnakes to be particularly dangerous. Okay, so we have another nomad wanting to show up, and I need this one to be a swamp thing. So I'm going to have this guy, who's doing kind of nothing over here. Let's zoom in here. I'm going to have him place some advanced minerals right there. We're going to try to get them to settle over here on the water. Typically, I would rather have 5... how are these guys... am I... Oh, okay, I don't remember that happening. That's bad. I might actually failed this yeah, I'm gonna fail this project. I wasn't paying attention. I thought these guys were growing. That's my bad. Oh, well, hopefully they'll become something a little bit more animal-related. Because what we really want, I mean, the way this game is building itself up right now is animal-related. So what we want to get is animals. The Druid challenge has failed. Oh, well. Do these guys have enough gold yet? No? Okay, give me another domesticated animal there, and that should do it. Okay, they've got 30. They need 30. I'm happy with that. Okay, let's have you come over here. Now, you don't have a herd aspect. That needs a swamp ambassador. So I can't upgrade these guys to herd. And I don't have hunt aspect, because that would be this guy with a desert ambassador. So that's going to have to wait. So let's see how I'm going to do this. I unfortunately can't turn this into a rattlesnake just yet, because that would be over-dangering these guys. So we got to wait for that. Instead, what do I want to do for them? I'd really like to make musk deer a thing. And musk deer are something that happens only on the mountain. Unfortunately, they haven't expanded far enough onto the mountain for this to be a thing, but I can do that later on. I'll just set that up for now. How are they doing? So these guys are definitely going to need more food. Let's go ahead and place a plant down here. Okay, so I want this plant to become a agave, which requires a lesser... Oh, nope, lesser growth aspect here. And this will give plus 10 food if next to another plant. We'll just stack that up a little bit. Yes, musk deer. Why, you don't like musk deer? Okay, so that's up to agave. Doesn't give them quite enough food in and of themselves, but I can stack those, and we can get a little bit of food running out of these guys. Unfortunately, I don't think I'm going to be seeing this happen anytime soon. Actually, nope. Put that here. I want that animal to remain there for now. Let's go ahead and growth that up. Okay. And now we have 59 food. I really do want to get their danger up a little bit higher, but I need them to go up to at least 14 danger at their highest amount. And now we have another mill challenge starting. Let's see. Let me look around for a minute and just see how we're doing. These guys, I need these guys' borders to expand a little bit. Let me have you place one of these right here for when that happens. How are these guys doing? Let's take a look here. So these guys are up to 22 of 30. They're easily going to hit that requirement, so I'm not worried about that. How about, so this is Shining Peak right here, and they're getting there. I'm not particularly worried about them. And here's the mill from these guys, and that's asking for Foxglove and Dandelion. So it's asking for the exact same set of things. So we're going to have basically the exact same villages on either side here. So our swamp giant here is going to be just massively overworked this entire episode, it looks like. So let's get you over here. Okay, so let's let these guys actually grow up a little bit. And I should be able to now turn this into that. And now their danger's at 9. Okay, that was only 9. I thought that was going to be a lot more danger. That's absolutely fine. So we'll let their food grow a little bit. And now they're within safety tolerances. Okay, so we need to milk about 2 more gold out of them, plus an additional 11 food. So what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and nix that. Now, this could give them a lot of food. But I'm satisfied with that. 73 food. Okay, you give me herbs there. Excellent. Cycle that a little bit. Let's got some dandelion going here. These guys have a lot more food than I want. We got another druid challenge starting. Is this going to be a animal-based one? No, this is the exact one I just had. It's not something I want. You go do something terrible. Okay, well, for those viewing at home, that's going to be the end of this episode. It's been a good 30 minutes. I mean, we're not doing bad. We got the first 20 minutes of the game out of the way, and we're actually doing okay. I'm pretty happy that kind of by accident the game went all animals on me. So I'm going to try to force that druid to go animals on me as well. If they don't, I'm not going to be too upset by it. But we're going to see how it goes. Yeah, as usual, for those at home, like, comment, subscribe. Mostly comment, tell me how to do my jobs better. And I'll continue working. But for now, I'm going to keep streaming. I'll see you guys soon.